Most people look at their paycheck to figure out how they are doing financially. If they make a high salary, they assume they are wealthy. But income is only a measure of cash flow. It tells you exactly how much money is coming in, but it says absolutely nothing about what stays. The only true mathematical measure of your actual financial position is your net worth. It is the definitive number that proves whether you are getting ahead or falling behind. Over the next few minutes, we are going to calculate your exact net worth. Then we will compare your number to the national benchmarks for your age group and cover the 5 specific moves you can make to grow it. To do this right, grab a blank piece of paper or open a fresh spreadsheet. You will also want to pull up your bank, retirement, and loan apps so you have your exact balances in front of you. A household earning $250,000 a year, but spending $240,000 is one layoff away from a financial crisis. Shifting your focus away from your income and strictly onto your net worth is how you avoid that vulnerability. Step 1 is listing your assets. An asset is simply everything you own that has tangible financial value. You will break these down into a few main categories. Start with your cash, which includes checking, savings, and emergency funds. Next, add your investments, like a 401k, Roth IRA, or brokerage account. Then add the equity in your home and the current value of your vehicles. Add it all up, and that is your total assets. The key rule for this column is to use current market estimates, not original purchase prices. If you bought a car for $30,000 3 years ago, but Kelley Blue Book says it is worth $18,000 today, write down $18,000. Step 2 is listing your liabilities. A liability is everything you currently owe to a creditor. This includes the remaining balance on your mortgage, your car loan, federal and private student loans, and every single credit card balance. Add those up to find your total liabilities. Do not write down your minimum monthly payment here. You must record the exact total payoff balance for every single debt. Putting these two lists side by side strips away all the guesswork. It shows you exactly what financial resources you control, right next to the obligations that are holding you back. Step 3 is the math. It is the simplest financial equation there is. Take your total assets and subtract your total liabilities. For example, if you have $83,000 in total assets between your retirement, savings, and home equity, and you owe $29,000 across student loans and credit cards, the math leaves you with a net worth of $54,000. If your liabilities are higher than your assets, your resulting number will be negative. This is incredibly common, especially for recent graduates. A negative net worth is just a starting line, not a permanent diagnosis. Step 4 is checking the benchmarks. Once you have your number, you naturally want to know how it compares to everyone else. This chart shows the Federal Reserve's median net worth data, broken down by age groups. The median for households under 35 is approximately $39,000. From ages 35 to 44, it climbs to roughly $135,000. Between 45 and 54, it hits $247,000. From 55 to 64, it reaches $364,000. Multiply your current age by your gross annual income and divide that by 10. If you are 35 and earn $70,000, your target net worth would be $245,000. Half of the population sits below the Federal Reserve medians. Achieving true financial independence requires manipulating the math to push yourself well beyond the middle of the pack. The mechanic of wealth building comes down to a single objective: widening the mathematical gap between your asset list and your liability list. You do that by driving your assets up and forcing your liabilities down. The fastest growth happens when you are doing both at the exact same time. The first 2 moves are to consistently invest in compounding assets, like index funds, while rapidly paying down any debt with an interest rate over 7%. Eliminating a 22% credit card balance is a 22% guaranteed return. Moves 3 and 4 are to intentionally build home equity through extra principal payments and to actively avoid depreciating liabilities. Taking out a $50,000 loan for a car that drops in value the second you drive it away is an instant loss to your net worth. The 5th move is to track the number consistently. Monitoring your net worth quarterly forces you to look at the actual data and make better financial decisions. High-income earners often fail because they pour all their money into buying assets but ignore massive high-interest loans. Real wealth requires attacking both sides of the gap. Calculating your net worth by hand today gives you a baseline. But keeping this habit over a 20-year career requires a frictionless tracking system. You have 3 great options. Empower automatically links all your accounts and updates in real time for free. YNAB requires a paid subscription, but offers granular control for active budgeters. Or you can use a simple manual spreadsheet that you update yourself. The specific tool matters less than the habit. Here are your first 2 action items for this weekend. First, run the math and calculate your exact number today. Second, open your calendar and set a recurring reminder for exactly 3 months from now. Your final action item is to look at your liabilities list. Identify the single largest drain on your net worth, whether that is a car loan or a credit card, and create a plan to aggressively pay it down. Your net worth is your financial scoreboard. Driving net score up gives you the leverage to work fewer hours, secure an early retirement, and sleep better at night, knowing you own your financial